Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't filmed in a while, like not months, just maybe like a month. I think I don't remember the last time I filmed. I just been so exhausted and I actually hit content burners. It's been really hard for me to even come up with something, even though I've written ideas. It's just the motivation, and I'm just like ready to film and put out content for you guys and get back into makeup. And it feels good because I put on eye makeup in such a long time. I haven't put on eye makeup and it just feels really good, like to get back into something you love, and it just doesn't go away when you love something. So now that I'm up and running again, I want to start off with a comeback on the review and tryout of this foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And a lot of people are coming out with the foundation review and try on, but mine, I want to do mine just simple and just to show you guys how it looks on my skin tone and on my skin type. As you can tell, I have a lot of red spots, like pimples. Of course, this planet, it does not want to go away. Like, it's been there for about a week and I'm about to have my menstrual, so it's been pretty tough. And plus, like, I was stressed out from all the YouTube and stuff. So yeah, like I have a lot of imperfections, of course, spots and redness to cover up. So this is gonna be a video where you can really see the coverage and the longevity of how this foundation lasts on me. I'm gonna be doing a lot today, especially a lot of cleaning, since I am gonna be having my best friend over for a couple of days, and his girlfriend is going to be here as well. So it's going to be my first time meeting her, and I want to really put out this video before I get very busy the whole entire weekend. Okay, so let's start off with this foundation and the packaging itself. So a lot of people had issues. They had a lot to say about the font. I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of agree. The font is just, I don't really like the font, and the fact that it just says foundation. It's my preference. I don't like it. See, this is nice where it says Luminous Foundation, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think they could have just stick with this and not just put foundation in the back. But then again, if you really think about it, like it looks the same, right? This is a lot bigger well, no, they're like the same size. So the NARS and the Anastasia Beverly Hills is exactly the same packaging. The only difference is that it just says foundation, as opposed to the NARS one, it just says NARS, and then in the back it says the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So I'm assuming this is like similar, you could say color. The only thing is this is a tad, like a drop lighter. So this was actually given to me. Thank you so much to Samantha. I'm gonna link her Instagram and her channel down below. She actually got the ABH package, so I was gonna say pick. They sent her 5 foundations that's similar to her skin tone, and then I asked her if I can have one because I wanted to review it and everything and try it out, and she was very kind. She sent it to me, and of course I gave her shipping money. So I didn't want to just be like, can I have one, and then her send it to me like that. Like, I just wanted to be fair about it. So thank you so much for this. Like, you don't understand how happy I am to have received this and finally review for you guys. She did send me the shade 220N, and that stands for neutral. So I will put up the chart up here on the screen, and you will see that there's about 50 foundations. They go from many varies of skin tones, from the fairest to the deepest. And the thing about this is that a lot of people, from what I was reading on the reviews and on Sephora reviews and also on Trend Mood, I agree with a lot of the people what they saying, that the undertones is a bit odd for them to say cool, neutral and stuff, but there's no olive for people who have olive undertones. For neutral, a lot of it were neutrals, but they did not look neutral at all. And when it did look more cool, or whatever, it just did not, the undertone was so off. So it was difficult to even try to pick my shade before even having this sent to me. It was difficult for me to pick it out in the category, especially online. And then when you see that it's applying on the models, it looked a bit like it, different. So it's like it didn't go with what it said, the description of it. For example, for my shade 220N, it says light skin with a neutral peach undertone. So I don't see where is peach undertone in this. This looks just completely neutral to me, and that's what I am. Like, I'm from light to medium, around there, and I'm a neutral undertone. So if it's cool undertone, it's just gonna look very pink on me. If it's very yellow, it's gonna look too yellow on me. So neutral, like, I fit with the neutral because I'm going for around the neck. Like, I'm not going off my face, I'm going off my neck. So, and also you can check as well from your veins. There's many ways to check what undertones you are. Besides that, this foundation retails for $38. You can pick this up directly from the ABH website, and also at Sephora. They displayed it, and they have it at Ulta now. And you can buy a foundation brush alongside with this one that they came out with. If you buy the foundation from their website, directly from their website, you can get the foundation brush for $10 instead of the actual price. So I'm gonna post on here where I went to their website, and I did see a lot of the videos they posted on trying the foundation on different skin tones. And I did read somewhere, I think, was it ABH said it themselves, or Norvina, don't quote me exactly, like, I'm going off by what I remember reading, that they are launching a actual application sponge, or sponge application. They are launching that pretty soon. So it's just not just the foundation, they are going to come out with their own sponge. So I want to read the details on the website while you are viewing what's on the screen right now. So it says what it is: a water resistant liquid foundation that creates a luminous natural finish, and it's long wearing even without setting powder, excuse me. And the coverage is medium coverage, the finish is natural, and the formulation is liquid. The skin type is for normal, dry, combination, oily skin. And the ingredients is free of parabens and mineral oil. This product is also vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. I don't know about the whole gluten-free, why they, I mean, not going to eat the foundation. But anyway, so that's what it says on there, and what else you need to know about the foundation. So it's available in 50 shades. Luminous foundation blurs any imperfection, including discoloration and unevenness, without caking or masking the skin's natural radiance. The easy to blend formula goes on seamlessly and leaves the skin with a perfected looking complexion, free of flashback or oxidation. And for them to post how to try it out and how to put it on, of course you can use a brush or a sponge for this. But from what I was seeing in the videos, the makeup artist went straight from the sponge and tapping it onto, I didn't see that, but that's, you don't see them applying the foundation onto the skin itself. They pick up the foundation with a sponge and apply it directly onto the model. So I'm assuming that's how you should do it, instead of just applying dots all over the face and then blending it out like that. But I am going to try it out like that. So one side I am going to do with a brush, and the other side I'm going to do with a sponge, but I'm going to see if picking it up with the sponge will help. and then I'm going to dab it as well. So the way they say to apply this is begin by applying luminous foundation directly to the skin in areas where you would like the most coverage, such as the center of the face, center of the forehead, nose, jawline, and chin. Blend out with a firm foundation brush, like an A30 Pro brush sold separately, a makeup sponge, or your fingertips. Start with the main placements and add additional coverage if needed. Bring down onto the neck area if needed for color continuity. So that's how you apply the foundation. I'm gonna go by what they say, but I am gonna try different ways on how to apply the foundation. This is gonna be a 2-day wear foundation. I'm gonna wear it for today, and then I'm gonna go tomorrow and try it out differently with a primer. I'm not going to apply, I did apply the primer, but it's like a more of a moisturizer to me. I use the City Color Cosmetics Hydrate Me Primer. And this primer, it's like a moisturizer. It did hydrate my skin. What I have under my eyes is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. It's to help me color correct my under eyes. I can't even talk today. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. This has a pump, which is amazing. I love that. Literally, like, this is like the packaging of the NARS Radiant Foundation. Like, I can understand why they have this font right here, because as a makeup artist, when you're going through your foundations in your kit, you want to see which one is what, and I think this would help for them to see it right off in the spot in their bag and not confuse it with the NARS if they have that in their kits. So I can understand that, but at the same time, I'm just like, the font, it's the font. For the application, I am going to be using this sponge. It's very soft. This sponge is from the Shop Miss A, and it's only $1.50 something cents. So you can definitely pick this up. This is way softer than the Beauty Blender. It's way better, and it doesn't break. I've had this for months, and I'm not getting rid of it until I buy a new one, but it still holds up well. And they did also recommend, from what I was seeing in their tutorial, is that they've been using the Dewy Set setting spray. This is optional. This is not something you can throw in the with the foundation and the foundation brush. This is something that's sold separately as well, but you can also use this as a more radiant look. I'm going to use the 10-buck brush, and this is a flat top kabuki brush, and I'm going to basically dot this on one side of the face because I don't want to pick the product up with the brush and then you know, soak up the product. So this is one pump on one side of the face. Okay, so I'm going to do circular motions. Okay, that's giving me coverage. Okay, I'm just gonna brush it on because the circular motions is too much work. I can tell the foundation is a tad dark for me, but with concealer and stuff, we're gonna brighten that up. Well, not completely, but you know, just to let you guys know that I am gonna apply concealer, but I'm not gonna put it all over my entire face like I do when I glam up. I'm just gonna put it where, right here, because I don't want to cover up the whole foundation because it would be pointless. Got hair everywhere. Okay, so this is medium coverage. I feel like by far it is medium coverage, and I mean, if you want to stop here and if you want to keep building, you can, which I'm going to do. I'm going to do a second pump on this side and just apply it where I want coverage. And I am going to run it down my neck just to, you know, because my neck is pale. So Okay, so it is buildable and it's building up nicely. Yeah, I think it did a pretty good job building. So you see the difference. It looks nice too. Like, you can see the luminosity. You can see the coverage, and it feels like, from what I see, like a little bit of blurring under my eye. I've been having texture the past 2 months and it's driving me crazy. I'm about to book an appointment with a dermatologist to tell me what it is exactly, because yeah, I moisturize it and I moisturize my under eyes, but I feel like it is something more to that, maybe something to be treated. Like, I read online, it said it could be eczema, you know, from what I was reading. So I still have a little bit left over right here. That's like a pump and a half that I used on this. And I feel like that's a little bit much. Because I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And we'll see. But like, I feel like when I do my foundation, I usually use 2 pumps altogether. So from what I was, reading and stuff like that, people said that they had to use a lot of foundation. Okay, so we're gonna do the sponge on this side, and I'm going to dot it on first on this part of my face, on the higher part, and then I'm going to apply it directly from the sponge on the bottom area, just to kind of like, give it a fair shot. Alright, so I'm gonna do this side. I felt like that was light coverage right there, like light to medium, you see. And now I'm going to apply it directly from the sponge and just go in like this. Okay. I feel like most of that product just stood right there, you know what I mean? That's why I don't like doing it like that. Yeah, that's like light coverage right there. So I'm going to do a second pump, a second layer, that's what I mean to say. So I'm going to do a second layer just to even everything out on the other side of the face. Yeah, I feel like this is a lot of foundation to pump out and then get the coverage that you want. If you are that kind of person who likes that light, natural coverage, then you're just going to want to do one pump all over the face and then move on to the other parts of your makeup. But if you're like me and you like coverage, because I'm a full coverage ass girl, like I love full coverage, and if it's like an everyday, I'll do medium coverage. So what do you think? I think this is like medium, like hard full medium coverage, and I don't want to go any more with the coverage or applying more, because this does not match me. It's a bit dark for me. But what do you think? Okay, so this is the coverage. Don't mind that pimple. It's disgusting, I know. I feel like it gave me a little bit of a blur. I think so. But you can still see all this, you know what I mean? So I am going to place that there. I think it's better with a brush. If I had to pick application of like what tool, I would say a brush, because look, it just covered that up. As opposed to the sponge, you know, it barely gave me that coverage that I want. You can smooth it out, but I feel like it took away that coverage, you know what I mean? So that's that. I'm gonna leave it like that, to be honest with you, because I'm not really going out as much today. I'm just gonna be in the house, and I'm gonna be sweating from cleaning and everything, so don't mind my chapped lips. But yeah, don't mind. Like my skin right now is going through it. All right, so I am going to apply my concealer, and I will show you what I used on my face. It's 1:42, and I'm going to be wearing this for 9 to 10 hours depending. So around there, that's like normal everyday wear for work. And I am going to be doing a couple of things. I already mentioned this in the beginning of the video. I'm going to be cleaning. I may head out to get a few things, and I am going to be moving around a lot. So that's something that I'm going to be putting to the test to see if the foundation is going to last. And I did notice when I was doing my application, around the tip of my nose, it's a little funky. Like I feel like it came off a bit. I am going to zoom you in to see, but I also forgot to mention what I wore on the eyes. So I did try out again the Riviera palette, and I did use a few shades in here. I used the Cabana. I used Cabana, and then I used Palm on the outer eye. I used this on the lid. I used Coastline on the crease area, and then I used Palm in the outer eye. And then I took the gold shade in the inner tear duct, but then I put this on top, the white shade, and then I put this on top of it again to kind of brighten it, and it gave me that whitish gold effect on the eye. And then I also put the white eyeshadow on the brow bone. So I used this palette. And then what I did for the face, I did go in with the L16 Hour Camel Concealer in the shade Medium Sand. And then to brighten up the under eyes, I did use the Too Faced Multi-Use Concealer in the shade Swan. I did apply setting powder because I don't have the one that they launch as well, the loose setting powder, but I did go in with my Hourglass Veil translucent setting powder, and I did apply that all over the face because I don't want to have such a dewy skin right now, even though the foundation is luminous. And we'll see if it does peek throughout the day, even though I set it with a powder. I didn't do like a baking or a heavy coat of powder. I just used the sponge to pick up the product and then apply it all over the face where I normally get oily, because I do have combo skin. I forgot to mention that I do have combo skin, so it varies. Like one day I'll be kind of oily, and there's some days I'm just dry. Like right now I'm pretty normal dry. I'm not oily in certain places. I'm very dry under the eyes. Well, one eye particular is irritated. I did use some powder to set the concealer as well. For bronzer, I did go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in the shade Rosewood, and I noticed it did skip a bit. It came off a little patchy. I know how this powder bronzer works, and for it to be on top of the skin, maybe I just used it wrong, or I didn't set that area properly. I did set it, but it was very light, so I am gonna try it out again tomorrow with the same bronzer, with the same application. I'm just going to set it. After applying the bronzer all over the face, I did go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio with in Pool Party. They have different ones. I use Pool Party. I use the shade Cash, and that came out beautifully onto the skin. I really love that. I do like that corally shade lately, or like a hot pink. It's been something I've been gravitating to. I did add a little bit of glow. I was debating whether I should apply highlighter or not, because this foundation is luminous and I don't want it to kind of clash with the highlight, and then I don't know if it's really my oily skin or anything like that, but I don't normally get oily around the cheeks area. That's where it's normal for me. And I did go in with the glow kit, that glow, and I used the shade Bubbly because I didn't want an intensified highlighter. Once I was done, I went in with the Dewy Set setting spray from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I use a lot of Anastasia Beverly Hills in this video, and also off camera. So I did use that to spray all over the face just to give me that that luminosity back to the skin, since I did mattify my face with a setting powder. And for lipstick, I did go in with the Makeup Forever lipstick. It's the Artist Color Pencil in the shade 606 Wherever Walnut. And I did go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick, their matte lipstick in the shade Buff. It's a bullet, and I felt like it was a bit too dark, so I did go in with another shade, but it's from a different lipstick brand. I used the MAC creme de nude lipstick, and I felt like that still didn't work out for me, but I just wanted to show you guys how it looks on my lips mixed together. Usually I like a brighter look on the center, so I am gonna go in with a very nude lipstick on the center just to brighten it up again. I'm gonna go in with Dose of Colors Sand and apply that in the center. And I dab it just to give me that ombre effect, you know. And then I'm gonna apply a little bit of this as well. I've been wearing gloss lately, and that's been my go-to. I love a plumpy, glossy, juicy lip, you know. So this is the finished look. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see the foundation and how it looks on me. It's a bit close. Oh my god, I hate this. So I'm gonna cover that. So this is how it looks. You can tell the texture is right here. Like all this right here. It's scaly, it's dry. And that's, I don't know, where is that from? Something irritated my skin. So this is how it looks. I'm gonna cover up that nasty planet. Let's see. That mascara really flaked on me. And there it goes, you see. You know, my skin is not perfect. You know, there's people who do reviews and their skin is flawless. Mine is like busted right now. I need to take care of my skin. But yeah, this is how it looks. And then you see on the nose right there, like, you can still see my skin through it. And this is how the forehead looks. And this is the eye makeup. Okay, let's do this again. So I started at 1:42. I applied the foundation around 1 o'clock. So we're going to wear this for about 9 to 10 hours. So I'll give you an update on here instead of my phone camera, because my phone is an iPhone 6 and the camera is, the recording is not that great. So I'll be back in 9-10 hours. Okay, so it's 10:39 and my face, I'm ready to take this foundation off. I hope the lighting is much better, because earlier when I was filming I felt like the lighting was a bit dark, so I just brightened it up on my camera settings and I feel like I look so much better now. Okay, so I do have a few things to say about the foundation. So first off, this shade is a tad bit dark for me. I may have to up a size where like maybe like they have 210 or 215. I have to check. But this does run a little bit more too dark for me, and it looks similar, almost similar to the NARS Radiant Foundation. That one matches me perfectly, and how I know that it does not match me, I compared it to my neck, to my chest, and I just saw it was like my chest is a bit lighter than my neck. And when I was running the foundation down, when I was doing the application, I noticed it was a bit tad dark for me. So far, I can say that I'm not going to give my full review on it until tomorrow, but I can say that this foundation has its pros and cons to it. I can say right off the bat, this is not going to be great for anyone who has oily skin type. This would be great for someone who has dry to normal, maybe combo. As you can tell from certain clips that I've shown you up close, it did move in certain places, especially my nose. Like, it's a goner. The foundation is no longer on my nose. And I did take a nap earlier, and that was like not a great decision, because when I tell you that I woke up and I saw my pillow, it transferred badly. And you guys saw I powdered my face. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're gonna hug somebody, don't, because it's just gonna transfer. It's that bad. It's expected in a luminous foundation only because it is more on the glistening radiant foundation type, and the fact that this, you know, I noticed that even setting it with a powder, it didn't help much, and that's a bummer. When it comes to my NARS one, I feel like that one stays a lot longer, and it does have the same claims as the Anastasia foundation, but with the NARS one, it doesn't feel like it's slipping all over the face throughout the day. I really did feel that way throughout the day. It was just like, it felt like it was moving. I felt like I had to be very careful while I was doing certain things, because I didn't want to mess up my makeup and my foundation. And I did notice that I had to blot a lot on the top of the forehead area. I noticed around this area where my baby hairs are at, I couldn't put the foundation there, but you could really tell like the foundation was running from here to here, and I had to blot that. Like, it just looked really bad, and I was like thinking, should I keep that for the camera? But I was like, no, this it looked that bad. So there's like a difference on the forehead area, but I can say there is a bit shine here. You saw I powdered earlier, and there's some luminosity oils peeking through, and on the forehead as well, I can definitely see some oil there. So that's something that I do get normally. If you see that the foundation stood on my face well, let me know. If it didn't, let me know as well. Like, what do you think? I think that it held up okay. I felt like I've had better foundations that do better jobs at staying put on my face, even for a luminous foundation. Okay, so I will check back tomorrow, and I will do the foundation with a primer, and I will be setting my face pretty well to see if it's still an issue when it comes to transferring. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so it's 12:25 p.m. and I'm going to do a second round of the foundation from ABH, and I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm going to be using a sponge for all over the face, and I am going to be using this brightening, here you go. So I'm gonna use this to lighten it up, because when I wore it last time, I was really dark. And I mean, you can't really tell too much unless you're up close, but it was a little bit too dark for me. So I'm going to be using these two just a little bit on this. It's not going to change the formula or the finish. It's just makeup transformer drops. So it's just going to lighten your foundation. They also have one where you can darken your foundation. I did use the Tatcha moisturizer for all over the face, and I did use a serum, a brightening serum from Pixie Beauty, and I let that sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. I have on a lip balm, and I am going to be using a primer, but this time I'm going to use a different type of primer. I'm going to be using the No Pore Blem primer, and this is from Touch and Soul. So I'm going to be using this to fill in the pores. I have been having this redness, as some of you are aware, right here. I think that's eczema. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a dermatologist, but from reading off Google, even though it's not a good idea to look stuff up on Google when you're going through something like medically, they said it could be dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis. It could be any of those, but it itches and it's dry. So I'm gonna be putting coconut oil underneath at night. People say it helps, but I am going to talk to my doctor, see if she can refer me to a dermatologist, because there's not a lot of dermatology clinics around here. So I have it on my Bath and Body Works lid. I'm going to mix these together. I feel like the sponge just soaked up all that product, and I don't want to use a brush, so I'm gonna do another layer. Right, so this is the two pumps on this side, two pumps on this side, so overall four. I think that's a little too much for a foundation, but then again, this is a luminous foundation. But then I also love the one from NARS, their natural radiant one, and that one gives me good coverage. That one's like a medium to full coverage. It's buildable, it doesn't look cakey when you build it up. That foundation never fails me whenever I do makeup looks or just even going out and I just want to do a quick errand run. That foundation just looks flawless on my skin. This one is not bad. This foundation does look okay. The only thing is that the coverage I like, you know? I got stuff all over my face. It's just, I don't know. I feel like if I were to add more, it will remove more. Like, let me zoom you guys in. You can still see my scars, the texture. That's something I can't do anything about. And this is how this side looks. You can still see through all of my acne scars. You see? And I would not recommend for anyone who has like hooded eyes or anything in that sort, like this wool crease, you have to set it. Forehead area looks great, and I don't know, I just have the same thoughts when I first applied it. The only thing different is that I changed the shade and made it a little lighter. So I'm gonna be right back and show you the time. It's 1:43 right now, and I'm going to mark that as starting now, even though I put it on almost like a half hour ago. I'm going to tell you what I did after the foundation. So I'm gonna start with the eyes. So I did try out the City Color La Piña eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna show you what shades I wore. So I wore Alameda, right? And then I am wearing Fresh, and I'm wearing Chili or Chill. Yeah, Chill. And then I'm wearing, which one is this? It's hard to read the shadows, but it's this one. So I'm wearing this one in the inner tear duct. As you see, it's very bright. And everything else is on the eyes. I'm also wearing their new mascara. And this is it. The Be Baddie mascara. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. For lashes, I'm wearing also their Be Baddie collection. This is their lashes in the style Stacy. Just like that, Stacy. And you can't see them much unless I'm looking right at you, but they are very, very natural. These are great for people with smaller eyes. I have big eyes, so I need to wear really dramatic lashes. That's just how I like it. It's a preference. They do have other styles in their collection. Okay, so on the face, I did go in with the City Color Cheek Me Out cheek palette, and this is how it looks. I did do a whole tutorial using a lot of their new stuff that they sent to me in PR. So I'm wearing their contour shade right here. It's more on the mahogany kind of brown. There's some orange, a little bit of reddish underneath it as an undertone. So you do have to be careful if you're fair to light. And I'm wearing this blush right here, and it has like some shimmer in it. For highlights, I did go in with this new product that I received in the mail, and this is the Doll Beauty Doll Light Duo. And I used both of them. I first used the one right here, and I use that basically on the cheekbones and the forehead area. Even though it does give me a little bit of a cast, I still went in and it still gives me a beautiful sheen. But then I went over with this one right here, the lighter one, which does suit me, and I went over that on here. That's how you see the beaming glow. And I did run it right here between the eyes and a little bit on the tip of the nose. I didn't want to go too crazy because I'm not going out as much. I'm just going to be cleaning my house and trying to prep something for tomorrow's dinner. And also I'm going to be in my balcony, so it's pretty hot outside. We just finished with the Hurricane Dorian. It didn't affect me as much, thank God, but I do pray for those who have been caused. And for lips, I'm wearing two products. I'm wearing the NYX lip liner in natural. This is my all-time favorite natural nudie pink lip liner. And then I am wearing the Time Los Angeles Luxe Matte Liquid Lipstick in True Love. This is their new one. They came out with two different nude shades, and I really like how this looks. This is more on the nude with a little bit of peach undertone to it. On my skin tone, it may look different on other people, different skin tones. I know that this is like a beautiful nude. This is something I was hoping they come out with. I do have their first one that they came out with, and that one's like more on the peachy side, but this one is like more nude, and it kind of shifts to a little bit of peach. But with the lip liner, I didn't apply too much on the lips. I just, you know, went over it with one coat, and it did really good. And then I went over with the Evian spray, and I needed some moisture on my skin after using that flower setting powder from Beauty Bakery. So, and I had to use Fix Plus on this side because it's really dry and there's not much I can do with that. I moisturize every day, and I use certain oils to kind of help it soothe down, but this is what it's gonna be. I'm going to come back in 9 hours and I'll give you my final thoughts on this foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I look like a hot mess. Like, this makeup has to come off. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not a foundation that you want to wear all day. Like, this is a foundation, in my opinion, this foundation is great maybe on camera, doing a quick photo shoot, or if you're gonna get on scene, you know, like a quick movie type thing, like filming. I think it's great for that. It does look beautiful on the skin, but other than that, like, I feel like the longevity is not there. I did read up on that. Like, you do get transferring, a lot of transferring, even just when I set my makeup. And this powder is known to be like very, very dry, and it locks it in. My makeup transfer when I changed shirts 2 times today because it was really, really hot. My eye makeup is not about it, but my eye makeup looks crazy right now. Like, look at this. I was laughing so much today to the point where, like, I was in tears, okay? I was in tears. I was like laughing and crying. It wasn't anything bad. It was just great laughs. And like, my makeup was just running, and then I showered today. It was hot. I was sweaty. So I went through a lot today, and I did pack because I'm going to New York. I feel like every time I film, I'm saying I'm going to New York. I love going back, but I don't like to stay. You know what I mean? Overall, like, the shade, I would have to get like 210. I believe they have 210. But other than that, it's not a foundation you want to wear outside, or you want to wear to an event, especially if it's hot in there. It's still summertime over here, and it felt like it was melting off. And something else that I noticed about this foundation, I have to read a little more in the ingredients, but as opposed to my skin, not just only where the rash or wherever, like, whatever this is, besides that, like, being itchy all day, elsewhere I did experience itchiness, and I did experience that the last time I wore the foundation, to the point I wanted to scratch my skin and just really, like, get it off my skin. So I don't know exactly what's in there. I don't think it's the glycerin that's making me feel that way, but if you have experienced that, let me know in the comments down below if you know exactly what it is and pinpoint it for me. This foundation, I'm gonna have to give it a pass. I would not purchase it, even though it was sent to me. If I had the choice to purchase it, I would just return it to the store. This foundation is almost $40. I've had better, you understand? So if I had to compare the NARS to this one, I would choose the NARS. And I love the brand Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I feel like with this foundation, not only that the color range was off, and a lot of people had issues. It's crazy because I was watching videos afterwards, and people were saying, like, they really had a hard time choosing their shade. Raw Beauty Christy was talking about that as well, and so have other YouTubers that I watch as well. They said they had issues with choosing their shade, and I truly believe that. Like, it was hard for me, and of course, you know. What did help was lightening my foundation. I felt like it did not at all mess with the finish or anything. It did help lighten the foundation and match me perfectly. It didn't look deeper than the last time and the beginning of the video and stuff like that. Like, that first day when I wore it, it was like super dark. It was so dark to the point where, like, when I sweat, you can see the color difference from the forehead, right, starting right here to like here. It was so bad. But other than that, I mean, if you love the foundation, that is awesome. I'm so happy for you. No. Yeah, like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when my videos post, and you'll be aware through email, and you know, the little bell will show that you are notified. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram has been, you know, it's been okay, right? Like, you know, me posting, I'm posting again. So before I wasn't, because I was taking a break. I had content burner. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. I post stories though. Like, even though if I'm not posting pictures, I'm posting stories, and my stories have been popping because my views have been increasing. It's crazy. It went from like 40 something ish people watching my stories in a day, now to 160. I'm out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.